So we just took down 2 white-tailed doe at 400 yards. This was the biggest one before, and all of a sudden this guy just showed up. Now, I have no clue how that happened or where he came from. But what I do know is the fact that we took down these 2 does, and now this guy is right here. All right, so here's something that I think is really cool about the feeders and probably the best feature that they have. Number 1. You can shoot any animal off that feeder, and you never know what's gonna come back. Now, the way that I actually figured this out is we were hunting in Alaska for grizzly bear, and we just took down 3 female grizzly. Technically, I took down 2 of the 3, but we came back there the next morning, and there was 3 male grizzly on the bait, and that was it. There was no females there, only 3 male grizzly. So from that moment on, that's when I discovered that, well, this is definitely a thing. And since I discovered that, we're going to be finding it out and testing the theory more and more today. Meaning, you don't have to only shoot the small bucks, let the big ones get big, and then shoot the big ones and hope they get bigger. That is not a thing anymore. Now, you can literally take down the females. And after you take down the females, as I've proven twice now, you can potentially get a big male to come back. So I think kind of what I want to start doing now is go to every single feeder that we have and take down all the female deer. Then we'll kind of see what happens after that. You can see we got a buck out there, and there's not really a lot of action here. We shot 1 buck here, and it was a big one, but ever since then we haven't really had much going on. So there's only 1 other doe here, and we're gonna take her down, or at least try to. She's hit, and she is going down just by taking down this 1 doe. And we actually did make a pretty solid shot. Surprisingly, we didn't drop her with the hit from the AR 300. So there goes a decent buck, but again, we're not going to shoot any bucks. I would like to get back up there and take down a couple of these does though, but then again, then we have to get all the way back down here again. Now, I kind of thought about that a little bit longer, and I realized I don't really want to go all the way back down there to get them if we do shoot them. So we're going to head to another spot here, and we got quite a few does here. This is one of those spots where the outcome is not horrible, but it's also not great either. That's one of the reasons why I want to start taking down some of these does here. And there's one right in front of us, as a matter of fact. Thought I saw one over there. Coyote. Alright, so what I want to do is take down a couple of these does. There's 3 does, but then we got muley doe there, muley doe there. Ah, we're empty. I'd like to get at least 1 more muley doe, if possible. That's a buck. Those are not does, or even mule deer for that matter. I mean, to have a 115 buck and then 2 200 muleys, like, that's not much. Especially for this location. This location is absolutely prime. I mean, you got water there, you got a huge mountain here, and a nice opening where they cross. Even without the bait, we had huge mule deer walk right past us. Obviously has some big bucks at, but again, we're not taking any big bucks, because if you take down the females, you will actually get males in return. And unlike feed zones or drink zones, even resting zones, the only way you can get a male to come back is by shooting the male. You can't actually technically even shoot the females, because you're just going to get more females. You might potentially get a rare female if you're into that, but... So here we go. We actually got a somewhat of a decent herd here. But why is there no whitetail? I don't know. And I think we could take down one of those does down there. Maybe 2. What's the pressure like? You know, we could try and squeeze 2 shots off, but then again, I don't want to spook anything nearby. So we'll just take one shot there and see if nothing else spooks around here, which they might not. They honestly might not. All right, guys, you're not gonna believe this. Well, maybe you will, because I told you what was gonna happen. But you literally just saw us shoot those 2 mule deer right down here. Well, actually, no, you only saw me shoot 1. But right after that, I just shot 2 more down there. In fact, there should be quite a bit of hunting pressure still, which there is. I didn't record the second 2 that I shot, but I shot another one right there, another one right there. And then now, look what just showed up. This giant buck. That's a 270-inch buck right there that just randomly showed up. And also, look at all the other deer that showed up here as well. There's a buck there. The first time we were here, remember, there was only 3 bucks. 1, 2, 3 bucks. Now there's 4, 5, 6 bucks, and 1 is a giant. 1 is an absolute giant. There you have it. There you have it. Ooh, there's the giant ram I wanted to get from before. I just might go for him. Oh, that's going to be a far shot. 360 yards. I was hoping he'd feed down there. It had potential. Did we shoot? Oh, we smoked him. I didn't see the percentage drop at all at first, but then he just went down right there. All right, so we took the shot right around here. In fact, it was right there. Nice vital hit. And he piled up just down over this ridge. Still going. Still going. And he's down right down here. Take a look at the new desert bighorn. That's a 181.88, and he's got some pretty awesome curls. Our shot was a 358-yard walking lung shot. So kind of an awesome shot, but more importantly, we're going to take a look at the horns on this thing. I like how it's kind of rounded off there versus the Rocky Mountain bighorn has more of a point to it. So similar in the fact that they both have curls and they have a good bit of mass, but different because this is wider and it kind of curls out instead of back, but it's also worn out pretty good as far as the tips of his horns. And he does have a longer, skinnier neck than the bighorn does too. You notice that. So we just took down 2 white-tailed doe at 400 yards. This was the biggest one before, and all of a sudden this guy just showed up. Now, I have no clue how that happened or where he came from. But what I do know is the fact that we took down these 2 does, and now this guy is right here. All right, so here's something that I think is really cool about the feeders and probably the best feature that they have. I'm not gonna do anything about it right now. Right now, I'm just gonna go over here, pick up these 2 does, and then we'll come back there in the future. Maybe we'll come back there in a couple hours. Hopefully we can actually get this max weight pronghorn to come in too, because there was a max weight pronghorn track right there going up the hill. But I just don't know if he's gonna come in to the feeder or not. Yep, 430-yard shot on the walk. And then we got this one. 398-yard double lung shot. Well, while we're here, we might as well fill her up a little bit. Fill her up. And then yeah, we're gonna come back and hopefully he's there. All right, here we go. This is a spot I'm talking about. What's interesting though is that buck there is not the big one. The big one's a 200 plus. That one is a 200 minus. Oh, there he is, right there. Look it, I told you. Yep, there's the buck. This buck literally just came back after we took down 2 does out of this herd. I kid you not. Took down 2 does at 400 yards, and this buck shows up. He's a pretty incredible buck. Don't get me wrong. But we're not going to take him. we're gonna take down this doe. Got her. And there he goes. So we don't want to take down any more right now because we'll have too much hunting pressure. That's about as high as you really want to get it on these spots. And ideally you'd want a tripod here, but I pretty much went broke from buying these feeders, so I don't really have enough money to get tripods for all these things. All right, so what I figured out is it seems that this herd right here just needs to get completely taken out, and so then we could potentially get a new herd to come in, because right now there are only bucks on this herd. They're not very big. So at this point, I think we're gonna try and take down all 3 of these bucks. Then maybe we'll have something completely different show up. All right, here we go. Not good. That'll make up for that one, and I need one more. I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if we don't get all 3, but yeah, we're not gonna get all 3. Not like this, at least. So anyways, I guess you can now see the benefits of taking down does in some of your spots here. And in the end, we're getting some pretty awesome results. I hope it works for you guys. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Oh, and also I appreciate all the comments and the feedback down below. If you liked the video, please give it a hype. Thank you so much. It means a lot.